or going to the beach? What would you prefer? Art gallery or beach? Uh, an art gallery or beach? Hi, Chim. Wait, I don't want to murder your name, so I'll just say Ume. Hi, Ume. We're currently having icebreakers, and I believe you can hear me now. So the question I asked was, would you prefer an art gallery or a beach? Michael said he prefer an art gallery. So what would you prefer? You can just use the chat box to type art gallery or a beach. What would you prefer? I'll give it time because it's like a closed group, so I don't want it to be to a beach. Okay, awesome. That's nice. Okay, I'm so happy to have everyone here. Today was basically it's meant to be just a conversation on data. So we're going to just be talking about the fundamentals because I think in the buzz in like how the tech is going now, I think a lot of people are looking at transitioning to either become data analyst or data scientist and yeah, and a lot of people don't really know how to get started. So really this I like to call it this conversation or this meeting basically just to it be just to demystify what data is, how to get started, and what you should know if you're looking at pursuing a career in data. So while I am looking for my slides, I would like to know what do you understand whenever you hear the word data? What's the first thing that comes to mind? You can also use the chat box while I get my slides running. What's like the first thing that comes to mind whenever you hear the word data? Anyone at all? Personally, me, whenever I hear the word data, the first thing that comes to mind is something raw. Like I don't know. I just think of mathematics whenever I hear the word data. Okay, Michael said information. How about you, Umer? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But what comes to mind whenever you hear the word data? What's the first thing that comes to mind whenever you hear the word data? Um, I'll give it time. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Inform okay, raw facts. Awesome. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, and I think like you, whenever I hear the word data, I think of something raw. I think of information that that is unprocessed, right? And whenever like you hear the word data analysis, just like you said, think of it like you're trying to understand what data is saying. So think of it like the process of refining raw information to be meaningful. So whenever you hear somebody say they are a data analyst, they're basically saying that they basically help you make sense of raw information, right? So the same way like you see, like let's say you see numbers or like you see years, the job of a data analyst is to help you make sense of that information, to basically help you in making decisions. And now, like you all know, or I believe you all know, information is everywhere, meaning that even in banks, in schools, in hospitals, anywhere I can think of, they always provide information, right? So now the role of data analyst is very flexible in the sense that you can work anywhere. And I know it sounds very cliche that you can work anywhere, then it most likely means it's probably a useless a useless degree. But in this case, that is the reality of a data analyst. It not really depends on you. For example, let's say I have a passion for health. I can basically say, okay, you know what, I want to be a data analyst in the healthcare sector. Or let's say, okay, I really love business, right? I can then say, okay, I want to be an analyst in the business sector, which is the which is why I really love data because it's like it basically aligns with your interests. It is a very flexible field that you can niche down easily without niching down entirely in quotes. Okay, Uma is typing. Let me hold on, but let me share my screen while I wait to see what she would have. Um, okay, I think it's loading. Okay, can anyone confirm if they can see my screen? You can as well type. Can anyone confirm if they can see my screen? Okay, we'll make it perfect. Data analyst in the medical field. Second, yes, that's the beauty of tech. It is everywhere. Like to me, whenever I hear people say like, oh, that tech would like take our jobs, I think what that tech will basically even expand the job, like the job dynamics of anybody. For example, like let's say about 10 years ago, we, there was no role of like let's say okay being a social media handler, but now it's actually a thing. The same way tech would actually even provide more job opportunities for anybody in the field, right? So you can actually work in a hospital as a data analyst, or even work in the beauty sector as an analyst, or even work anywhere as long as you basically know how to onboard or basically integrate your skills in that field. You become an asset. That is really the beauty of it. But today, I would like us to go to like niche down on one topic that every analyst should understand, which is data analysis with Excel. And for me, I like to start with Excel because, like, to me, I have like a proposal roadmap for any beginner analyst. You start with understanding Excel. Think of Excel like your foundation. You can't build on anything if you have a faulty foundation. Do you agree with me? I believe you agree with me. Why? Because think of Excel like the rock. If your rock is not solid, if you now want to go and carry like SQL or Python, you would crash. You become confused. You won't even know what to do and even how to get started, right? So Excel is the fundamental toolkit that every analyst should always start with. Why? Because it is very friendly to use, it is easy to learn, and it will basically form the foundation of every other toolkit. Like now, after you learn Excel, you might then want to move to learn SQL. Why? Because it's almost the same syntax, but think of SQL like advanced Excel. And again, like you can't understand advanced Excel if you don't even know the basic Excel, which is why Excel is the foundation for every analyst. So today we're talking about data analysis with Excel. And like you all said, data is just raw facts on person information. So if you cannot make sense of anything you see on your screen, if it if it is if it's generic, you can actually call that thing data. Anything raw that doesn't make sense in its raw format is called data. Now, why data? I think everybody here like said they want to be here today. I think somebody's unmuted. Hi Eniola, if you unmuted still. Never seen anybody
Mm,
now.
hi, V. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. I just joined the call. I don't know what's going on.
No
I
problem.
just
I'm
joined. I
I'm going
got the link.
no problem. I'm going to trace back. But for now, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Like my voice is echoing back and it can be very intimidating.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
No problem at all. Thank you. Okay, so Eniola,
Mhm.
before you join, we're basically just talking about the basics of data. You're still on the call, by the way.
Oh, did you say I'm still unmuted?
Yes, you're still unmuted.
Oh, that must be my network because I'm muting myself.
Okay.
Mm.
Let me see if I can make you from here. Okay. Okay. Um, let me share my. I don't know if you guys still share my. If you guys still see my screen. Okay. So, like you said, or like I was saying earlier before that, I believe everybody here decided that they want to be on this call. Like everybody here makes decisions, and I think to me, decision making is part of life. You cannot remove it. You cannot like let go of it. It's like at every point, every minute, every hour you would always make decisions whether to save money, to spend money, to go out, to not go out, to eat, to not eat. You're always taking decisions, right? So then think of data as an help or like an aid to help you make less error or what's it called, to make better decisions, in the sense that you like want to make decisions that would be error free, right? So now think of it this way. Let me give you an example. let's assume that okay, you are going to the market to get a new phone, right? And you are stuck between getting, like, let's say, an iPhone or getting a Samsung. If you were somebody like me, right? Me, I would probably like going to like find out, okay, pros of getting an iPhone and the cons of getting an iPhone. I basically like try to research so I know what I'm getting into. I can then now decide, knowing fully well the benefits, the cons, the everything before, and I make a final decision, right? But then imagine somebody that just goes to the market and like is clueless as to what to even get. You get, that person can end up buying a phone and regretting it. Why? Because the person was not informed, or the person like wasn't aware of, of the cons, the pros of getting that phone. So now, which is why data is very, very important, because data keeps you informed, it keeps you aware, it keeps you learning as to what to do and how to make better decisions. Yeah. So that's like the importance of data. Now moving on to our next slide. I like basically working with practical examples. So today we can actually check out Kaggle to get a data set, and we'll be using Office suites. I like working with the online version of Excel than having the actual application, right? So now, for now, let me ask a question. Like, going through our checking now, what do you think forms are used for? Are they used for data entry? Are they used for collection? Or are they used for hacks? Anybody? What are forms used for? What are forms used for? Mm, I'll give you the Wi-Fi and move on. I can see Michael is typing. Data entry. Yes, correct. Yeah. And I even believe, like, before you actually leave for this meeting, like, you fill the form. Why? Because I wanted to collect your email so I can then send you reminders, right? So forms are used for data collection. But, well, mostly data collection. Yeah. The data collection, actually. Yeah, collection. Perfect. Next one. Data is what? Processed, raw, refined. Data is processed, raw, refined. You can just answer that in the chat box as well. Yeah, data is raw. Hi, Eniola. Thank you for joining us. So to retrace back, we're basically like talking about what data is, why data is important, and how to get started if you are a beginner looking at having a career in data analysis, right? So to quickly trace back, we mentioned that data is basically anything that is raw. Wait, hold on. I think I need forward. Yeah, okay. So we're saying that data is basically anything that is raw, unprocessed, anything that you cannot really make sense of. You can actually call that thing data. For example, like, let's say you like just see numbers like 1 to like 50 with no concept, with no nothing. You can actually call that data. So now, why do we need data in our everyday lives? And I imagine that everybody here has made a decision at some point in their life, and I believe that you always make decisions whether you like it or not. Like, now, for example, you actually said that okay, you want to be on this call. You made a decision, right? So now, to make error-free decisions, you have to be informed. And I mentioned, like, okay, imagine going to the market to buy a phone and I'm thinking, like, should you get an iPhone or a Samsung? And I said, if you were like me, that you would probably like research about, okay, the pros of having an iPhone and the pros of having a Samsung. So you can then like make a better informed decision as to the kind of phone you want and if it will fit you, right? Because you are informed about it. But imagine somebody that just buys a phone with no research. The person might regret it because the person was not informed about the pros and cons of the phone that they actually got. So which is why data is very important when it comes to decision making. And I asked a question, um yeah, and I asked a question, and that was, data is what? Is it processed information? Is it raw or is it refined? And of course, like I said earlier, data is anything that is raw and you can't really make sense of it. Yeah. So let me stop sharing my screen so I can then show you an example of a data set. So we can all follow through. Hold on. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. But for now, any questions? Let me know. Any questions for now? Uh, any questions? Any contribution whatsoever? I would gladly take your questions before we get started into the session. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen so you can see a data set. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen? Can anyone confirm they can see my screen? Can anyone confirm they can see my screen?
I can only
No.
see your
Yes.
name, Ivy. I can't see your screen.
Oh wow. Can you see my screen now? Or just my name?
It's just your name I'm saying.
I
Are you
only see
presenting some?
yours. Okay, let me stop and I will share again. A moment. Um, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Can
I
anyone?
can see now.
Perfect. So now, when you look at this now, let's say you are a data analyst or like you are learning or you are working on your project to become a data analyst. Whenever you see this, at first glance, you might just be wondering what the hell is going on because it is just like numbers, names, and it like might not really make any sense. But for context here, I actually got this sales data from Cargo. I like working with it because I think for me, I relate more with sales data because I don't know. I think I really love business, right? So now let's say you are a data analyst, for example, right? And you're working in like let's say business now. Just like now, the person you'd be reporting to is most likely your manager or most likely like let's say your director or whatever. And now if you want to think like a director, the question that you ask yourself is what is this person looking for? Like the person has questions. What kind of questions are they asking? On first glance here, you can see that okay, they have product category, they have product name, they have like and everything. So me personally, whenever I have a project here, I like to pen down possible questions that my KOL might have. But now, okay, now because this is sales here, I think to me the person is okay. Which place is giving us the most money? That's one. Going to our dates, which share did we have the most revenue? That's two. Again, okay, which product gives us the most sales as well? That's three. Now, you would ask me, how did I think of these questions, right? Again, because it is sales data, as an owner, I think you would like to know which one gives you the most money, right? Because it means it will sell out fast. So you can basically plan how often you should restock that item. That's one. You would like to know where your customers are. So you can now focus your marketing efforts in that country. That's two. You'd like to know the year you got the most revenue because number one, you can easily check the economic situation at that time. That's three. So as an analyst, I also like you have to be somebody that basically loves asking questions, somebody that thinks deep. So if you like overthinking, then this might actually be for you. Number three, you must be very, very patient because in this field, you will definitely see error codes. You will see a lot, and you have to remain calm to handle such situations. So, okay, I'd like to ask, can anybody tell me which other question that we can possibly ask this data set? Anyone? Let me see chat. Anyone?
Um, I would say sales by payment method.
Perfect. Yes, 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 that's it. Anyone else? Anyone else? Let me ask Michael. Anyone else? For context, let me open.
Hi,
Let me open.
I would say,
Okay, bless
can I,
me. Go ahead.
can you hear me? I would say
Yes, you
maybe
can.
sales in a region or sales made in a month. Yeah. Or,
Perfect.
yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really solid as well. So now, yes, that's really that's like very very perfect as well. So I would say for like step one for me, I like to just glance over my data to know what I'm working with. Step two, I can now pen down possible questions that my KOL might have. Then now step three, a very standard practice is you must always make a copy of your original data set. So go here and click on Control C, then create a new sheet and paste it there. Why? Because let's say for example, you forgot Abby, you edited the original one and like you mistakenly did a column. Let's assume that you don't like you do not now have the copy. That means that's gone out because now like you're basically working with a biased data because it is no longer a complete set. So it is this copy that you'll be working with to run your analysis. Like never ever ever run your analysis on an original one without making a copy. Yeah. So okay, let's just try and format it a bit so we can see. So, because this is from Cargo, they, I doubt there are any missing entries in this set. So we'll be assuming that our data is clean with no missing files whatsoever or missing entries. But I picked the beginner friendly one because today is not for data cleaning. Yeah. So like this is basically a copy of our original data set. So now we can then now run our analysis using this data. So now the beauty of Excel is that it basically makes your work easy. Like why? We have what we call pivot tables and pivot charts. Now think of a pivot table as a summary of your sets. Meaning that I don't have to go like see all the like 100, I see all the 50, I'll be all the 1,000 entries on this set. I can basically like just with a pivot table to help me like explain what this thing is telling me. How? I basically go here, um, insert. You can see pivot table, insert pivot table. Click on that. Hold on. What's my keyboard messing up? Yeah. So I want to insert it on where I want to put it on a new sheet. So I click on insert in a new sheet here, as you can see. So now this is the pivot table now. If I basically want to find a summary of what what that thing was telling me, I can basically see. It even suggests, okay, see, find find total revenue by product category and region, and it basically helps me. Like you can see the beauty and the ease Excel gives you. Like you don't have to stretch it up like and actually think too far or think too hard because it basically does everything for you. Like if I click on this now, existing sheet, yeah, a yeah, you can see like I think somebody mentioned okay, finding like their payment method and also adding region here, so you can see the beauty of paper table. Like it basically summarizes everything for you, and you don't have to basically go into detail and like start like building from scratch or like start querying from scratch. It does everything from you with ease without having to worry about anything. So like now, let's say I want to do something new. Sorry, I just click on. I don't like pivot table. Fine, let's go back here. Where's my copy? Sorry, I'm looking for my sheet. I'm looking for the copy that I made. Okay. So yeah, here again, I click on all, insert pivot table. I want to insert it in an existing sheet. So like, let me see. Let me put it in a new sheet actually. Yeah. So let's say I want to find the total revenue by let me see. Let me say product category. Let me say product category and your revenue. Let me see. Sorry. So I've actually hold on. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm basically trying to find each product category and the amount of revenue that they pulled. So we can see here that we have about 5 product categories, and this is the amount of revenue that each one of them pulled. Sorry, about 6 actually, because this is beauty as well. So now, for example, like let's say, and I want to like make it easier for anybody that sees this to understand. I can just basically highlight this, insert a hold on. God. Insert a chart. Let's say a pie chart. I don't want to, okay, I included the total. Sorry. E. Sorry guys, my network is working. I don't know why this thing is low. A moment. I'm coming. Let me switch my network. Okay, let me share my screen. Just confirm if you can see it. Can anyone see my screen right now? Can anyone see my screen? Um,
No, not yet.
Okay, hold on. Let me try again. Sorry about that. Share my entire screen. Can you see it now? Can anyone see my screen now?
It's coming up. It's coming up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
Can.
I can see
Yes,
your
I
screen
can.
now.
Okay, perfect. So now, like I said earlier, so let's say you want to make it easier for the layman to understand whatever you're doing, right? You can then add it. You can then add like a chart. A chart basically is something that everybody's familiar with. Like now, anybody can easily read, like let's say drawings or relate to things that they can see as compared to numbers. So adding a chart makes it easier for anybody that sees this to understand. Now, for example, now if you see this chart now, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Anyone? Just seeing this pie chart here, what is the first thing that comes to mind? You can just type it out or you can unmute and talk as well. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you see this chart? I'll give you guys like a minute to give me the answer. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you see this chart? Let me see if anybody's typing. Anyone at all?
Yes, from the chart, I can see that electronics made there's more revenue in electronics compared to other products.
Exactly, because it has the highest slice as compared to other products, right? So now, if you are a business owner now, seeing this chart, you basically know that you get more money from electronics, right? So what do you like? What do you do? Like when you hear that information, you basically want to start focusing more on actually like stocking up more in electronics. Okay, like now going back to, let's say like now I think somebody mentioned the payment method by customers. When you see this chart now, what do you what do you understand by this chart here? What I'm highlighting now. Anyone else aside Precious? I think she's unanswered. Anyone else? What do you understand whenever like if you like just see this chart, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Most people pay with their credit cards.
Exactly. So what does that mean? As an owner, you probably want to like have a system that actually like let's say rewards people that actually use credit card, because most of your customers pay with credit cards as compared to like PayPal or their debit card. So like think of charts and think of pivot tables as a summary of the data. So you don't have to like let's say work as hard as you would normally work when you just see the original data. Like now imagine seeing like this overwhelming data and just seeing a summary of this. Like anybody that actually sits can easily understand what is going on as compared to just seeing the raw data. And that is the beauty of what's called of pivot tables and pivot charts. Okay, so let's now go into like basics. I'm sure like we've all heard about, let's say, aggregation function or some calculation functions in Excel. So now what I love Excel is that it is very, very easy to like understand. For example, like let's say like you want to find the highest revenue or like the highest total revenue in this data set. What do? You always start every Excel function with an equals to sign, right? So now to find the highest revenue in this data, highest, what does that mean? Use max. If it's lowest, you use what? Mean. It's like you're basically working with simple English that you already know. Like there is no what's called hard English. It is like very, very, very basic English. So what do? Highest, put a bracket, you go here. Sorry, how am I can you working? So slow. A moment, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Uh, let's begin. Sorry. Yeah. Let's say I want to just scroll down. My keyboard. Ah, oh, let's work here because I don't know why my mouse is slacking. Like I say, okay, you want to find the highest number or the highest revenue from two to this place that I stopped here, right? Then close the bracket and it gives you the highest one, which is about 2,400 according to whatever is here. So now if you want to find the lowest one as well, same thing, equals to mean because it is low here. Let's say you want to just stop here. Sorry, close the bracket, and it gives you the lowest revenue that was pulled in this set. Quite easy. Any questions for now before I move forward? Any questions for now before I move forward from anyone? Any questions for now before I move forward? Or we all understand? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Sorry, let's use my slide as a guide. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So okay, let's now assume that you want to like see trends over time. When it comes to trend, like anything that has to do with date, time, the best chart that you're going to use is a line chart. So if you want to basically see anything that has to do with date or time, the best chart to use is a line chart if you want to see the volume, like let's say okay, the volume over time or whatever. Let's try and get a line chart from this. A moment. Let me see what I can do. Uh, Original. Copy. Let's try and get a line chart using a pivot table. Yeah. New sheet. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Come on. What's wrong with my you want to see the sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So now you can see the like this now, right? So let's highlight this and let's try and create a chart. You know, we send data. Nice. Yeah. So it basically a line chart shows time series that or shows volume over time or anything that has to do with historical data that has to do with date and time. The best thing to show it is a line chart. Although I'll have to clean this one. It looks very molded up, but yeah, that's how best I can explain it for now. So for now, any questions? Any questions? Because I want to be diving into like career path to explore in, in the field of data. Any questions so far? Or do you all understand and you all accept whether I'm lying? No, accept like that. Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, to ensure that you were following me, what would you say a pivot table or a pivot chart does? There is a keyword I'm looking for. You can just type it out. The person will get a reward from me. What does a pivot table or a pivot chart do? I mentioned something while I was trying to explain the beauty of using pivot tables and pivot charts. Yeah, to summarize. Okay. Yeah. Ume, thank you very much. I think I would probably send you an email or something to share your reward. Okay. Awesome. Now, okay. I know I at the beginning of the call I mentioned some career paths, some career paths that you can that I can explore in the field of data. So can anybody mention like let's say three career paths that anybody can explore in the field of data? Three career paths anybody can explore in the field of data. Anyone? Anyone? Career path you can explore in the field of data. Yes, financial analyst.
Hi, can I try? Okay.
Hi, person, you can talk.
Yeah, I don't think I was around when you mentioned, but like I want to just list three: data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer.
Yes, perfect. That's nice. That's beautiful as well. Okay. So I think now the next step or the next thing would be like anybody would ask me if they're in New and like they're still unsure as to how to get started in the field of data is okay, Ivy, like where can I learn the basics? Where can I also be practicing and everything? And the beauty is that Microsoft actually has a platform called Microsoft Learn, where you can basically learn anything data, whether Excel, Power BI, Fabric, everything you're looking for. You can learn it for free and you actually get the certification as well. I'll be sharing the link with you via email. But for now, let me try and see if I can share my screen to show you. It can be very confusing having to like see all this learn data in like 30 days or like all kind of courses, and like you won't even know where to get started. So let me share my screen to show you how the Microsoft Learn platform looks like, so you can then get started as well. Can anyone see my screen? Can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can.
Perfect. So you can see like you have everything here. Like getting started in Power BI, you can see you can even like filter if you're looking for like the basic, you're looking for beginner friendly roles and everything in between. You can see now everything here is broken down, and it is all free, and that's the very beautiful part. And they're all in levels. If you want to take the beginner one or the intermediate or even the advanced one, and this is that after like let's say after taking these courses, you can even then like take the preparatory course to actually like pray for a Microsoft certification, right? So you don't have to even like worry about taking multiple courses when everything is like already done for you and it's all put together in modules with the Microsoft Learn platform. And now the thing is that like now let's say okay, you are actually already like you are a guru at and everything in between, but you're like looking at how to actually give back to the ecosystem. Microsoft actually has a program called the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, where you basically have a community or you basically contribute to the community of learners in your university. So as long as you're a student in the university, you can actually apply for the program and become an ambassador to actually give back to the ecosystem in your own way. Let me share the process of how to apply. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on, Microsoft. Yeah. Okay. But now I believe there are about 3 weeks to actually become an ambassador, as compared to the last time. So basically, let's just apply, and that would be all. But now they've made it a lot more intense as compared to when I joined the program. Um. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to share my screen. But, uh. Gosh. But for now, any questions for now while I'm still trying to load the any questions for now, any contribution, or would you like clarity on something, whether like you saw something somewhere uh, and you were not clear on it, or is there something like you would like me to demystify, or we all actually understand what I said today, or anything at all? Anyone? Okay, no problem. Let me just show you the process, but I don't think it will show me though because I'm already an that, but it's fine. Okay, then I think I will wrap up today's class. But I like having questions before I wrap up class. So in Jesus' name, does anybody have any questions that they would like me to answer? Or what's the word? Or do you like need any resources on getting started as well? Okay, I can see Ume is typing.
You said something when you were talking about
Hi.
analysis in Excel. So the first thing I didn't get the first thing, but the second I think you said pen down questions that your KOL is likely to ask, then make extra copies of your data. But I didn't get the first thing that you said.
Oh, the person is like just skim through, like basically trying to see what you're working with. Like you know how I basically like scroll through the page of the text, like okay, know the amount of columns that are there, to know the context of each column. Like just skimming through the set is what I do first before penning down questions. So at least I can understand the context of what I'm working with. Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Blessing you. You're muted yourself.
Yes, I wanted to ask about what of courses on data camp. I wanted to be sure of the certification and all.
Oh, of course. I actually use Data Camp, but I use it for SQL mostly. But anyone works really because I think blending both, because I think I took data camp first before taking like before using Microsoft Learn, because for me, like data camp had more of recordings and had more of like it was a blend of recordings. And me, that I'm a very visual learner, so it really helps me as compared to Microsoft, because with Learn it's mostly like you read through and you then practice. They aren't a lot of recordings on Microsoft Learn, so you can actually use data camp to actually help you if you are a visual learner. And again, it depends on what you want to learn, because like data camp and Microsoft Learn, like they have everything. But me, I use data camp for just SQL, like just SQL and a bit of Python. But I use Learn for mostly basics of Excel and a bit of Fabric as well. So it depends on your why, like what you're looking for and what you're looking to learn, to then help you guide your decision and to help you know how to keep track of your certification. So I hope that helps. Okay, for me,
Yeah,
I've not used them before. No problem. You're welcome, blessing. I haven't used them before, but I don't, so I can't recommend it because I haven't tried it. I've only tried out Coursera, Data Camp, Microsoft Learn, and what else again? I think I've tried out some of these data camp, like data boot camp kind of things. And me personally, I would just say that just focus on what you have access to, whether it's Learn, whether it's data camp, whether like just work with what you have, then practice. So like let's okay, like after like learning Excel, or after like learning all these things, go to HackerRank and actually practice like whatever you're learning. Like actually like test out real life examples. Like no, okay, are you actually learning, or are you like just reading what you are learning, right? So try HackerRank to like follow that, like to actually practice like whatever you are learning. It will help you. So HackerRank for practicing, but learn with what you have. It's not really a problem if you like if you like don't, right? So yeah, any more questions? Any more questions, or are we all good?
Please, can you type the one you said we should use for practicing? I did not get it.
Oh, no
Can you
problem.
like chat?
No problem. Yeah, I just sent to the chat now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So yes, I think that would be all. And you can even join I think MLSA has a community on almost in every university. And if you're a woman, like majority of us are here, there's what's the name? I think Women in Data Africa. They also have like let's say like challenges that can participate into even like get better at at the field, and also like even helping you with like getting opportunities like jobs in this space as well. So any more questions before we close up the session? I would share some resources like to your emails if you actually register with the form. I'll share like some links that you can check out to navigate the world of data, and also the link to Microsoft Learn platform as well. And yeah, any more questions before we close the session? Any more questions, or we are all good? We're all clear. We all have clarity. Okay then. I think I would end today's session. Thank you guys for joining. I think I would have more calls, maybe on Team, or no, I think Meet or Telegram works better because I know people actually struggled with using Teams. Oh yes, thank you guys for joining. I can see Precious is typing and in there. So with that, I would call it a day, and have a wonderful weekend, guys. Bye.
Bye, Evie.